Hi, Mrs. Miller. I'm sorry to disturb you. I met your son earlier today, and I got your address from the school.
Why don't you have a seat right over there?
Well, guys, I hate to say that I told you so, but I think I did. What I've been saying about our boy Dar for about a year at this point is beginning to appear undeniable. Allow me to explain. You see, for a while now, I've been proposing the theory that Dhar Mann is trying to slowly transition his channel into something less reminiscent of a YouTube channel and more into something like that of the Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, with the hopes of one day selling off his studio, his channel, his image, whatever, to some big TV network. And with the direction his channel has taken over the last 2 or 3 months, I think it is safe to say that is exactly what he is doing. Dhar Mann's channel is no longer a place you can go and learn valuable life lessons like don't hate your adopted children. It's now like this weird mini TV channel with all of these interconnected stories and ongoing series. Gone are the days of the 10-minute long life lesson video where the corniest message you've ever heard is shoved down your throat until you're begging for mercy. Now we just have like the worst Nickelodeon show you've ever seen, where a kid becomes a terrorist to not have to take an English test. And no, I'm not joking, that is a real Dhar Mann video. It seems like every week there's a new series on the Dhar Mann channel to keep up with, like the one we're going to be looking at today, Jenius Jayden, another video where Dhar Mann grossly misrepresents what autism actually is, and writes one of the most laughable plots I've ever seen from the Dhar machine. It's pretty bad. Now real quick before we begin, I would like to apologize if I sound kind of off during this video. I am incredibly sleep deprived right now, which is not cool. Over the weekend, I ended up staying up till like 7 in the morning out with some friends 2 nights in a row, which obviously did not do any favors to my sleep schedule. So if during this video I say any words that don't really sound like words, let's just keep the comments to ourselves, okay? I appreciate that. Let's begin, and please subscribe.
All right, guys, can I have a volunteer to read? Really looks like it's another power outage.
Why do they keep happening, Miss Wiggins?
Oh, I don't know, Jeremy.
It's an electrical fault in the building's distribution system.
Yeah, right, Jayden? Like you know anything you're talking about.
Okay, not gonna lie, that was a pretty solid roast. I don't know why Dhar Mann keeps trying to write these genius characters because he's not very good at it. It's always like the most stereotypical smart kid in a movie made for kids, because it's always just word salad. There's an electrical fault in the building's distribution system. Yeah, that's a pretty safe guess, Jayden. I mean, that's like the most broad assessment you can make of the situation.
The distribution system carries electricity from the main power source to a variety of areas within the school. I'm guessing all classes are running AC?
Yeah, it's the hottest recorded September.
That's why. They probably all go on at the same time, and the sudden surge in electricity demand might have overwhelmed the circuit breaker, leading to a tripped breaker situation. I mean, it's not that difficult.
Guys, easy.
Didn't mean it like that.
I mean, yeah, Jayden, it is pretty easy. I mean, seriously, is this what the kids are calling a genius these days? I don't think knowing the general gist of what trips a breaker makes you a genius, but hey, what do I know?
So what was that about? You trying to make me look bad or what?
What?
Dhar Mann, I'm gonna need you to look at me, okay, man to man here, and tell me that you did not put a picture of Elon Musk in this kid's locker. Need I say any more about this video?
No. I was just answering the question.
Well, no one asked you. You think I need a kid who can't even pass a test giving me advice?
My mom said just because I'm not good at some classes doesn't mean I'm not smart.
Well, hate to break it to you, but your mom lied to you, okay? You'll never be anything in life.
I'm not convinced by this kid's acting. I'm sorry to say it, but I had to. It seems like he's reading off of a script, is it not?
Okay, so the electrical room's around the corner. Oh, there it goes again. It's happening more and more. I mean, we can't keep running a school this way.
I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Well, flipping the breakers is only a temporary solution.
Okay, so is there a more permanent solution?
Well, ideally, we'd like to replace the entire electrical panel and upgrade the whole system. It's a big project, but I can do it.
All right, so keep this in mind, okay? This guy who's been an electrician for 25 years is saying that they need to upgrade the whole system. I feel like this is going to be overlooked by the end of the video, like, you know, pretty much everything that's said in a Dhar Mann video, so just keep this in the back of your mind, okay?
Really, there's no other way besides...
I have an idea.
Jayden, you're not supposed to be here.
I know. I'm sorry. But I might have a solution that can help us with this.
This is a serious problem for adults, Jayden, not a game. Come on, I'll take you back to class.
Wait. I'd like to hear what he has to say, if that's all right.
You got 30 seconds.
Is this Shark Tank? Why are you humoring this, Principal Johnson? Very soon we're about to learn your opinion on this child, so this doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Well, instead of replacing the electrical panel, we could integrate a smart control system that monitors the power usage in real time. By analyzing the data, the system could optimize the distribution of electricity and prevent overloads. It's like having a digital brain that manages the power efficiently.
Alright, so I'm not an electrician here, but I feel like this is not how things work. So a smart control system that distributes the electricity in a way that nothing gets overloaded. So that, in and of itself, is not like a crazy idea. Stuff like this does exist, obviously, but to offer this as an alternative solution when budget is the issue, that's funny. I mean, is this implying that you would not have to install any new hardware to achieve this? I can't imagine that's the case. I mean, this isn't installing a smart thermostat off Amazon. This is making an entire school's electrical system think for itself. I would have to imagine that there would be a hefty cost associated with doing something like that. Also, this doesn't even address what would have to happen if the entire school did need to run AC at once. Again, obviously not an electrician, but this seems a little bit too far-fetched.
Sure, kid. But good luck finding someone to do all that. I mean, not only would that require someone with electrical engineering expertise, but also someone who can program new software. I can't even do that.
All right, let's go then.
What? I mean, stuff like this makes me wonder if Dhar Mann even cares if his videos make sense. I mean, did this guy really just say good luck finding an electrical engineer who can program something like this? I mean, does Dhar Mann think that an electrician and an electrical engineer are the same thing? Not only are we implying with this scene that electrical engineers can't write software, we're implying that stuff like this doesn't already exist.
I can do it. With the right components, I'm confident I can make it work. It's a fraction of the cost compared to replacing the whole entire electrical panel. It would be a game changer for the school, Principal Johnson's, for efficiency and for cost savings.
Oh, this kid's some kind of genius or something?
He has a learning disability, autism. He's barely even passing his classes. All right, Jayden. You need to be in class. You're struggling enough as it is. Let's go.
Holy moly, Principal Johnson, you did not have to air out my boy Jayden's business like that. I mean, come on, be a professional. Jayden, you've only really got one option at this point. You have to fight this guy.
How's it going over here, Jeremy?
I don't know why. It's not erupting like it should.
Maybe it's because of the heat. I mean, with the power off and the AC not working, maybe the heat's causing a delayed reaction.
Maybe if I, See.
The heat isn't the problem. The baking soda is.
All right, so again here, I understand that not every single teacher is super duper qualified, but you're gonna tell me that a chemistry teacher isn't familiar with the baking soda volcano and wouldn't be able to figure out why this reaction is not occurring? Really? Okay. No, sure, that's fine. No, that's fine. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it, it's fine.
No, it's not, dummy. I've added a lot.
Language, Jeremy.
You've added too much. The reaction between baking soda and vinegar produces carbon dioxide gas, which is what creates the bubbling and foaming effects. Too much baking soda doesn't allow enough space for the gas to fill. But by adding more vinegar,
Thank you.
Nice job, Jayden.
Nice job, Jayden. Maybe you should take over the class here because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. I did not even go to college for this. They just thought I was a science teacher because I wear glasses. I mean, seriously, what are we doing here, people? This kid pours some vinegar into a volcano and suddenly he thinks he should be bowing in front of the class? I mean, if you want me to call this kid a genius, you're gonna have to up the stakes a little bit here. I know Dhar Mann's been out of school for a while, but the baking soda volcano has not been considered a science experiment for like 2 decades because it's too simple. It's not an experiment. I'm gonna need things to get a bit more advanced before I start throwing around the word genius, alright?
Now, if only you could do as well on your written assignments.
My god, okay, I think we might need like a professionalism workshop at this school for the teachers because, wow, this kid's having a rough day. Is it somewhere in their contract that they have to tell everybody that Jayden is failing everything? Because it seems that way.
I'm sorry, Mr. Anderson. I'm just not good at writing assignments.
Well, Jayden, being a good student requires you to be good at everything.
Take my project, for example. I built a hand crank that can power a bulb with no electricity or batteries.
Jayden, I built one of those when I was at UC Berkeley. There's no way you did that in 30 minutes.
Mr. Anderson, what are you talking about 30 minutes? I've been working on this bomb for months. How did this kid get all this stuff into school? Also, again, Dhar Mann trying to write a genius character. I built a hand crank when I was at UC Berkeley. Okay, and? As long as it's not like an airplane, anybody can build just about anything as long as they have access to the internet. There's a tutorial for everything.
I'll show you.
Okay.
Do you want to turn the lever or should I?
No, you do it.
Okay.
Alrighty, that's 1 golden star removed for Jayden's genius status. You don't even notice when a kid switches the wires around on your bomb? Doesn't sound too genius to me, that's all I'm saying.
It works based on the principle of electromagnetic induction, which allows the mechanical energy to...
Okay, stop. You're gonna start a fire.
No, I know what I'm doing. I promise. I just gotta...
Stop!
I don't know what happened. It was working a minute ago.
Alright, so I understand this is supposed to be like a big moment of sabotage, but there wouldn't be a fire if what this kid created wasn't producing some sort of energy, so there's that at least.
He's a smart boy, I assure you.
All mothers think that way about their children. But the truth is, he's failing all his classes.
Not math or computer science. He has an A+ in those. And he'd have an A in science too if it weren't for all the written assignments. Please, just give him another chance.
I have to go. I have another meeting. There's a letter inside. Read it when you get a chance. It explains everything.
Alright, so we're gonna see what this letter says, and I can assure you that it most certainly does not explain everything. In fact, it kind of explains nothing, which is an interesting choice.
What's the letter say? I saw him give you a letter. I want to read it.
I'll read it to you.
Well?
Your son is a genius. Our school is too small and we don't have good enough teachers to train him. Please teach him yourself.
Spoiler alert! That is not what that letter says, my friends.
Can we switch subjects? I really don't like English.
Keep trying. I'll be right back. Can I help you?
Hi, Mrs. Miller. I'm sorry to disturb you. I met your son earlier today, and I got your address from the school.
That is so illegal that it's kind of humorous. Also, am I really expected to believe that they have already made the transition to homeschooling like 30 minutes after this kid got kicked out of school? I mean, really? At least make it the next day.
I was wondering if he was around. I'd really like to speak with him.
What do you need to talk to Jayden for?
Well, this is going to sound strange, but I think he just might have a way to solve the school's electrical problem.
I really don't think a 12-year-old boy...
I can do it, Mom. I know I can. I just need some tools and materials, and I think I can make it work.
Sweetheart, I know you are so smart and very capable, but it takes years of experience to work with electrical wiring. It's very dangerous.
Oh, that's the hiccup? That's the hiccup, Mom? Wiring's a bit too dangerous to work with? What about this strange man that just showed up to your house looking for your child? That's not the danger? What about the school that just gave out your child's address to a random man? Nothing wrong there? I've said it before, I'll say it again, I don't like this woman. You've got one son who's a domestic terrorist, and the other one you're about to hand over to a strange man. I think it's time for somebody to step in.
I will take care of all the electrical stuff. I just need help with programming and design. And if he can build the control system, I will install it.
Please, Mom. Please.
I don't know. It sounds very complicated.
What did you just tell me? What I believe I can achieve. And I believe in myself. Don't you too?
Of course I do, sweetheart. Of course I do.
Alrighty, so at this point we're hit with what might just be the worst montage in Dhar Mann history. We see this kid designing a motherboard with pen and paper, working on formulas involving and performing theoretical analysis on circuitry, coding all of these programs, staying up late into the hours of the night, all while the worst instrumental ever plays on loop. Then we see him connect to something called OpenZMeter, which I guess is supposed to be what he created, but it's like an existing open source software, so don't know who Dhar Mann's fooling. He didn't even go through the trouble of actually using the software. He just pulled a screenshot of the dashboard off of Google. So, you know, classic Dhar Mann. And then we return to the school for the big finale.
Oh, Principal Johnson.
Yeah,
Any updates on when the power's coming back? The kids are having a hard time.
not sure. If it doesn't come back on soon,
Oh, thank God! Who fixed it?
I'm not sure.
And how to do it? What do you think? Yes, it works. Awesome.
Hey, I told you we couldn't afford replacing the whole panel, so
I didn't.
At this point, I've got to believe that Dhar Mann just doesn't care to make anything make sense because he knows it's nothing but children watching his videos. Because look, I know I'm nitpicky, but I feel like an adult can't watch these videos and not just be like, what is happening? So do these two just break into the school and wire all of this up? How would the principal not know they were doing this? And then what is this setup? We've got like an iPad drilled into the wall and somehow that's monitoring the entire school's electricity? Sure. Whatever.
We installed a smart control system instead, and it looks like it's doing a pretty good job.
wait, I thought you said you didn't know how to do that.
I don't, but luckily, he did.
You solved our electrical problem?
It was a team effort. He did all the wiring, and you helped me believe in myself
I did? How?
by calling me a genius. That really encouraged me. Thanks, Principal Johnson.
And now we've arrived to the cornball ending where Jayden says, "You helped me believe in myself." We then pan to see what the letter actually says, where Principal Johnson calls Jayden mentally deficient, which, like, yeah, sure, that's gonna slide at a school. And then we learn this entire thing was inspired by the legend of Thomas Edison, acting as if Thomas Edison was not a guy who was alive less than 100 years ago, saying this was based off a story where the same thing happened to Thomas Edison, which has been proven not to be true. Really just hammering home that Dhar Mann doesn't really care about what he uploads. Well guys, that one was the doozy. I mean, why would Dhar Mann use his platform to spark meaningful discussion about autism when he can just treat it like a superpower to get views? I mean, he's made like a dozen or more videos on autism and every single one of them is just, this kid is a mega genius and he's misunderstood. The end. It's one thing to misrepresent something on accident, but to continue to do it after multiple people call you out on it just because these videos tend to get a lot of views, that's unexcusable. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.
Subscribe.